Interested in building a wine wall but not sure where to start? Wine Guardian is here to help. With decades of experience creating the perfect environments for preserving fine wine, we know what it takes to turn your vision of a stylish and functional wine wall into a reality. Join us as we walk through the 5 steps of wine wall construction and learn some important tips that can help ensure the success of your project. Many external factors can affect the stability of your wine collection. That's why choosing the right location for your wine wall is such a critical part of the planning process. It's important to find a location away from natural UV light sources, like external windows, that can harm your wine collection, leading to unpleasant tastes or smells. You also want to make sure your wine wall won't be subjected to vibrations from sources like household appliances or foot traffic. Studies have shown that even slight, constant vibrations can impact the flavor of your wine within 18 months or less. In addition to these general guidelines for selecting your wine wall location, we also recommend considering the type of cooling unit you plan on using during this first step. By doing so, you can properly allocate space to ensure your cooling equipment is close to the wine wall, so you can minimize its impact on the aesthetics of your project. Once you've chosen the right location for your wine wall, it's time to plan its construction. Temperature and humidity control, air leakage, and how you plan on showcasing your collection are all things to keep in mind as you begin this process. You should start by deciding how much glass you will need for your project. Will your wine wall have glass on all 4 sides or just one? Either way, we recommend using insulated glass to prevent heat conduction and making sure that any seams between glass windows or doors are properly sealed. Any walls that are not glass can be framed with 2x4 or 2x6 studs. Other common framing materials may include block or stone walls. Framing the space will help outline your wine wall and support your insulation and vapor barrier, as well as the remainder of the wall system, whether it's sheetrock, stone, or a combination. When it comes to insulation, we recommend using a minimum of R13 or 9 cm depth insulation for interior walls, R19 or 14 cm depth insulation for exterior walls, and R30 or 23.5 cm depth insulation or higher for ceiling and non-ground level floors. Creating a vapor barrier helps to maintain proper humidity in the wine wall. In addition to providing excellent insulation, closed-cell spray foam can also act as a vapor barrier. Alternatively, you can use 6 mm plastic sheeting as a vapor barrier by applying it around the outside or warm side of the studs and ceiling structure. For the flooring, we recommend using either tile or hardwood. Not only do these materials withstand elevated humidity levels, they also have a timeless look that can add uniqueness to your space. It's also important to consider the number of doors there are to your wine wall and how often they will be opened. Due to their size, each opening replaces a large percentage of the room's air. To reduce their impact, make sure all doors to your wine wall are exterior grade with a proper threshold and seals on all 4 sides to minimize air leakage. Even a small leak can affect temperature and humidity and cause your cooling unit to run continuously, shortening its lifespan and increasing energy costs. Lastly, you'll want to determine both the size and type of racking system that would work best for you. A label-forward racking system makes it easy for you and your guests to admire each bottle of wine. Other options include cork-forward or angled racking, or even a combination of the two. The key is choosing a design that makes sense for your space and matches your unique taste and style. By using the Wine Guardian Wine Cellar Cooling Calculator, you can get equipment recommendations based on variables like wine wall size, insulation type, usage frequency, and more. The calculator will recommend a range of options with the appropriate cooling capacity for your wine wall. From there, you'll be able to decide which system is appropriate based on the space you have for mounting the mechanical equipment. It's important to keep in mind your system's electrical, drainage, and venting requirements, and whether you plan on using the wine wall strictly for long-term storage, or if you will need serving temperature capabilities as well. Whatever you have in mind, we'll help you find the right equipment to provide optimal storage conditions for your wine collection. Installing and mounting your cooling unit correctly is essential for long-term performance and efficiency. It all starts with positioning your unit in an unconfined location that allows for sufficient airflow. Depending on the type of cooling system and mounting location, you'll need connections for primary power, ductwork, control wiring, drain piping, and, for split systems, refrigerant piping. The system's thermostat should be placed midpoint on a wall in an area with good airflow to ensure accurate temperature readings. Because of the large amount of glass in wine walls, placing the thermostat in an optimal location can sometimes be difficult. That's why up to 3 WineGuardian-designed remote sensors can be placed at the top, bottom, midpoint, or at the return grill of your wine wall to maximize system accuracy. When these remote sensors are used, the thermostat can even be placed outside the wine wall for convenient access. WineGuardian wine wall cooling systems mount completely flush with the ceiling in a wine wall. For these and other ceiling-mounted units, it's important to make sure your supply air is not facing any glass to prevent condensation. You'll also want to make sure the system is installed in a location that can be accessed easily for maintenance. For ducted and ducted split system installations, following several best practices can help you maximize cooling efficiency and temperature stability. This includes using insulated ductwork for supply and return runs, minimizing the length of duct runs where possible, placing incoming air supply ducts in an elevated position in or near the ceiling, and placing return ducts near the floor. Depending on the size of the wine wall, you may require multiple supply and return locations to provide sufficient distribution of air to all areas of the wine room. To maintain proper humidity in the wine wall, ducted and ducted split systems can be equipped with a humidifier mounted directly to the system itself. Lastly, self-contained ducted systems should be vented to a space 3 times the size of the wine room, whereas split systems exhaust heat through an exterior condensing unit. Once the installation of your equipment is complete, it's time to turn on your cooling system. Before you flip the switch, make sure to do a final check on the following items. Confirm all openings are sealed, that there are no gaps in the glass panels, and that your racking system is installed properly. If everything looks good, you're ready to turn on your cooling unit. Depending on the size of your wine wall, it may take a few hours for it to reach optimal wine storage conditions. Once the correct temperature has been reached, you can begin loading your wine. Don't be alarmed if the unit initially runs continuously. You may need to increase the temperature set point and then step down the temperature in 2 degrees Fahrenheit or 1 degree Celsius increments until the desired set point is reached and the system cycles on and off. Once conditions level out, your work is complete. Congratulations on finishing your wine wall. Feel free to contact one of our wine wall experts for additional assistance, or use the distributor page on our website to find a distributor near you.